All right, guys, so I snore. And this right here is a snorple. I snore so bad, I decided to give this thing a try. And, we're going to get to how I felt about it in a minute. But the packaging is beautiful. As soon as you get it, you boil 3 inches of water. You sit it in the boiling water for 60 seconds with the flame off. And then you mold it to your mouth. The packaging let me know that it was the real deal. Presentation is everything. So, I got it in the mail. I was skeptical at first. I examined. It comes into a nice case, one of those cases that kind of remind you of an AirPod case. So you could definitely put it in your pocket and go about your day. It's definitely travel size, and and the design is beautiful, man. This is after I molded it. It fits my mouth perfectly. Designed to keep your tongue out of the way and keep your airway completely open for those guys who snore. I was diagnosed with sleep apnea, and I didn't get my CPAP machine yet, but I've been using this for the last 48 hours, and I absolutely love it. I'm telling you, if you got a snoring problem, listen, I don't bring no BS to you. You go get this, man. Airway open, comfortable. It's everything you need. Designed to keep you refreshed in the morning. Designed to keep your partner from telling you how bad you kept them up all night. This thing is the real deal. I encourage all my guys to go out here and get a Snorple, and my women to go out and get a Snorple, man. Listen, man, I'll leave the information on how to get it coming up. Yeah. Lil Brunson back at you with the back at you, and I am the best reporting on the Eagles. Listen, so just a quick, I feel refreshed. I'm gonna start right there, man. Let me ask some of you guys a couple questions, man, because I know this is a type of issue that plagues a lot of men, man. A lot of men. That when you start getting older, you start getting seasoned, you start having a family, you run into problems like snoring and poor sleep, sleep apnea. Well, I got diagnosed with sleep apnea about a week and a half ago. You know what I'm saying? And to be quite honest, I have not been sleeping well for a very long time. So I knew it was something up with my sleep. I even went to an ENT, an ear, nose, and throat specialist. And, I got the CPAP machine coming. I haven't used that yet. But, I will tell you this. For the last 2 days, the Snorple has increased my sleep. The Snorple has, left me energized in the morning. And the Snorple fits in a case like this, so you can never be without anything. Even if you have sleep apnea, even if you have a snoring problem. If you're on a trip and you leave your CPAP machine home, you always have something like this, your Snorple, man. Completely customizable, could fit any jaw, can fit any tooth structure. Comfortable. It takes a couple of days to get used to, but man, I am just absolutely in awe of the accuracy that the Snorple team got with this one, man. They really got a gem with this one, man. If you have a sleeping or a snoring problem, I suggest you try this out, man. You don't want to lose precious hours where your body should be recharging due to snoring. It's a real thing that affects men. You know what I mean? Weight gain and all this type of stuff can trigger stuff like snoring and poor sleep. But there's devices out here like this that basically give people their lives back, man. You know what I'm saying? The Snorple is one of those things that I feel like it shouldn't be a secret. Being as though I tried it out, and you guys know I would never bring anything to you that I don't believe in. If you got a snoring problem, for $69, you can go ahead and grab yourself a Snorple. Get used to it for the first couple days. And go ahead, man, and enjoy improved sleep. Enjoy less snoring and disturbing your partner. Just enjoy being refreshed in the morning, man. You gonna thank me later for this one. I find myself asking myself this question today. Can Miles Sanders do it? Miles Sanders is saying that he's looking at having an MVP type of season. His utilization rate just don't say that to me. And y'all know I love Miles Sanders. I just don't see it. Miles Sanders had only one game with 20 carries last year. Miles Sanders had only one game with 100 yards rushing. I don't see where Miles Sanders can make a jump from that to having an MVP season at the running back position. Having an MVP season at the running back position, you're going to have 1,000 yards receiving and 1,000 yards rushing. You're going to have like 1,800. You're going to have 2,000 yards rushing. You're going to have to do something. I don't know if Miles Sanders, honestly, was used enough to be able to test if he can even shoulder the load. See, they don't do running backs how they used to. it's damn near load management at this point. You know what I mean? I remember when running backs used to get 25 to 30 carries a game. The only running back that's getting the level of carries like that is Ezekiel Elliott. There's not a lot of running backs where they pounding the ball to like that. I mean, Henry started getting those type of touches last season towards the end when he went on a historical run. But you know what I mean? In order for Miles Sanders to achieve what he wants to achieve, we have to turn our identity around. And the Philadelphia Eagles don't look like they about to turn into no running style team no time soon. I don't see it happening. With as bad as we were with the wide receivers, we still were considered the passing offense. Carson Wentz had 4,000 passing yards. He used everybody on the field, wide receivers, running backs, and tight ends. Now, Carson Wentz and Miles Sanders, you know, Miles Sanders has tremendous value. Let's not make no mistake. Basically, what I'm trying to say is this. I believe that you need somebody else. You need to pair Miles Sanders with a bigger back. At this point, you know, because we got worse at running back. We got worse at running back. No Jordan Howard, we got worse at running back. Boston Scott and Miles Sanders are going to be able to move the ball occasionally if we call the right play. We need running backs back there where everybody in the stadium knows we're going to run the ball. On a 2nd and 1 or a 3rd and 1, we're going to run the ball right here. And you still can't stop us. You know what's coming and you still can't stop it. We need to have that type of running backs, man. We need to have that type of running backs. You know what I mean? Like, we need somebody who could comparably be what LeGarrette Blount was for us. Now, Miles Sanders is a much better version of a Darren Sproles. He's bigger. He's stronger. He's more explosive. Miles Sanders is probably going to make himself a top 10 running back this year. I think this is the season where Miles Sanders gets a big payday out of it. This is the season. The money's in front of Miles Sanders. Make no mistake about it. After what Christian McCaffrey did, the money's in front of Miles Sanders. Christian McCaffrey got a bunch of people paid. He going to get Alvin Kamara paid. He going to get Miles Sanders paid. He going to get Saquon paid. The writing's on the wall, but Miles Sanders has to have somebody who you could comparably pair him to. He got a bunch of games where he had 16 carries, 11 carries, 14 carries, 13 carries. Is Miles Sanders going to be able to take that step to being a 20 carry a game guy? 20 carry a game guy. If we were to run the ball at least 18 to 23 times a game with Miles Sanders, that will have the defense honest. And when you keep a defense honest with the speedsters that we added, somebody's going to get beat. Play action becomes a weapon. Play action has not been a weapon for the Philadelphia Eagles since we had the #1 rushing attack in 2017. We have not been able to get back to that formula. That was a big part of our Super Bowl run. That was a big part of us winning the Super Bowl, man. LeGarrette Blount, Jay Ajayi, it was a big part of it. You got to try to be able to duplicate that. Now, Miles Sanders, I believe, can be your running back. But who you going to pair him with? This is a league where guys are paired with guys all the time. You know what I mean? And I think that, Miles Sanders needs to be paired with somebody bigger, like I said before, man. But we just going to have to see how this go.